Okay, so where we just left off is the Americans view the Battle of Lodrang as a victory for them. The Vietnamese communists also see it as a victory for them. But how do they both see this as a victory? That doesn't make sense. But one thing that the North Vietnamese realize is they will avoid any other major battles with the American soldiers. Now, why do you think that? Let's think about this for a minute. So, we're looking at the Americans. They had less casualties, right? That's why they think that's a victory. Why did the North Vietnamese think they won? What did the Americans have to do? They had to call in their air power. If they didn't have their air power, probably would have lost the battle. So in the North Vietnamese eyes, they pretty much surrendered and they had to call in reinforcements and help. And that teaches the North Vietnamese something. They realize they're not going to defeat the American air power. They're not going to defeat the entire American army. But they can learn from it and they can do better because they want to keep these things from happening. Okay? So instead, they're only going to fight when the time and place is going to suit them. They know the land. They have the resources. They know the guerrilla tactics. They're going to play that into their favor. Let's talk about Dak To. Hill 8, it's also called Hill 875 sometimes. November 3rd through 22nd, 1967. So in 1967, North Vietnamese generals devised a plan to draw American cities or American soldiers from the lowlands and the South Vietnamese cities. October 1967, the U.S. Army detects a North Vietnamese division, around 6,000 soldiers, surrounding a U.S. base in Dak To. The U.S. 4th Infantry Division, about 16,000 soldiers, is going to be sent to destroy it. The two sides are going to fight a series of battles over the next several weeks. The final battle is fought on November 20th through 22nd. The 174th North Vietnamese Regiment digs in on Hill 875 to allow the others to escape. The U.S. attacks the North Vietnamese soldiers on Hill 875, and they will take the hill. Because think about this, when you're in military or you're in battle, do you want the high ground or the low ground? We talked about this with Dien Bien Phu. You want the high ground, okay? So they take the hill. Here's the result of Dak To. The American casualties are 361 killed and over 1,400 wounded. The North Vietnamese were over 1,200 killed and over 1,000 wounded. The NVA, North Vietnamese Army, losses were heavy, but they had achieved their goal of drawing the Americans to the border areas. So who won? Well, when we look at the numbers, if we're looking at the casualties, some would say the Americans. But if you're looking at who accomplished their goal, could be the North Vietnamese Army, right? Who won the battle? Let's talk about the Tet Offensive, February to April 1968. So, excuse me, in 1967, General William Westmoreland, commander of the U.S. forces in Vietnam, says there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So think about that. When someone says there's a light at the end of the tunnel, what are they talking about? Usually what it means is, the end is in sight. We can see there's an end. We're winning. We're going to wrap this up, right? Many Americans feel that the war is being won until the Tet Offensive. So what you're probably thinking, what is Tet? Okay, is that a location? It's actually the North Vietnamese New Year. Okay, the traditional holiday. It's very important to both North and South Vietnam. Kind of think of like Christmas time, all right, for like Americans. And typically during the Tet Offensive holiday, both sides will observe a temporary truce or cease. So we're going to talk about the Tet Offensive more in just a second. I want you to go into your brain check, and then we'll pick up with the Tet Offensive when you get back.